there's one thing I hate a lot about flying with ATC like VATSIM, this constant looking up and down to change frequencies. While this might be not a problem when you're in the air and your autopilot is taking over controls, this can be a little bit tricky and stressful on the ground, especially on big VATSIM events. Say goodbye to that, because today I am introducing the most beautifully designed add-on for MSFS. Just kidding, it looks like shit. And here it is. This is what you're going to see when starting it for the first time. Make sure to load your sim and start a flight session. As soon as you do that, hit the reconnect button and you are good to go. Now, how do I use this application? Well, pretty simple. Just type in your frequency and you are good to go. Set, and this is now the active COM1 frequency. You don't even have to set it as standby and then click these two arrows. It's just typing and setting. That's it. Even better, you can just use this button, advisory, to set up Unicom. This is now supposed to say set. I think we found a bug. Well, technically it's not a bug, it's just a wrong text. And hit advisory again and you have the Unicom directly set as an active frequency. There are of course some validations, like 112 is not possible obviously because the VHF 1 or VHF in general frequencies start with 118. This is why now 118 or 119 is only possible. So 118.65, you don't even have to enter the zeros if you don't want that. So 125 decimal nothing means 125.0. And there is also the last number validation. For example, if I type in 70, the last number is always a 5 or a 0. That's it. There is one last thing though. There are frequencies that are not valid. For example, 122.845 is not possible. As you can see here, we have 840. And if I now turn the knob to the right, it is 50. So 40 is possible, 50 is possible, 45 is simply not available. Now if I type in 122.845, it will set it as the active frequency, but it is not valid. You might think this is a problem. To be honest, it is not, because you will never ever get invalid frequencies from ATC. This is why you don't have to worry about that. You might get wrong frequencies. For example, you are on the south apron of the airport and you get the frequency of the north apron. You might get wrong frequencies, but you will never get invalid frequencies. This is why it doesn't really matter. And by the way, if you typed in something wrong, well, basically click on this reset button and you are at the initial state again. I think it's pretty obvious what this application does. Okay, so how to actually get that and install it, I will put the link in the description. Go down below, hit download, and then extract it wherever you like. Go inside that folder and click on the radio executable file. If you see this message, you have to click on download it now. It will download the .NET runtime automatically. You just need to start the installation, which will take less than a minute. If you did that, on first startup, it will check if your sim is connected. If it's not connected, you will see that, and you can hit OK and see directly the application. You will see it is disconnected. As soon as you start your sim, you can hit reconnect and then you will see the connected label in green. As soon as you start your flight and your radio is turned on, you can type in the frequencies and send it to the airplane. So you might ask yourself, well, I don't actually need to do that. I want to feel the realism by looking up and down and switching knobs and frequencies. Well, if that's the case, good for you. I was a little bit lazy and I hate looking up and down, and I specifically hate using the mouse to control anything in the airplane. This is why I got myself a lot of WinWing hardware exactly for this reason. I don't like to use the mouse in the sim, especially if you are in the air and have turbulence, or you are doing a left or right turn. You know, the camera moves a little bit, and if you point the mouse to some knob, let's say the heading or speed knob, the mouse gets a little bit away to the left or to the right from that position, and then you have to adjust and blah blah blah. Exactly because of this, I thought about just making my life a little bit easier by creating this beautifully designed application. I didn't think of some design, I just thought it has to work. That is my highest priority. And as you might have noticed, this is now usable with the mouse. The next step is to use it with the keyboard, with the numbers, or even better, the numpad and the enter and backspace button maybe. And then there is the question that I asked myself when I saw this problem in quotes. Why did no one come up with this idea? I mean, the Flight Simulator 2020 is out for around 5 years now, and I never saw any solution like that. It could be because I didn't search good enough. It could be because it was simply not there. Anyway, now you have one simple solution if you want to use it. Like I said, link is in the description. And most importantly, if you are using it and are encountering any issues or problems, please let me know that. I'm gonna try to fix it as fast as possible. That's it for today's video. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoy this red dot award design worthy of application. Now, alright, see you next time and happy flying like always.